Ladies and gentlemen, swimmers and coaches, please listen carefully, as the following is an important safety announcement. Swimmers, you are reminded that the depth of the water at the starting end is 1.9 metres, and the depth of the water at the turning end is 0.9 metres. The height of the starting blocks above the water at the start end is 750 millimetres. Only those swimmers who have reached the standard of the Swim England starting rule are permitted to start with a shallow racing dive from the starting blocks. In the event of a false start, please continue with the shallow racing dive. You must not topple into the water head downwards, as this is dangerous. Please do not sit or pull yourself along the lane ropes throughout the dive, and when leaving the pool, please exit to the sides and do not climb out over the starting pads. If you are starting in the water, you must lower yourself over the side. Do not jump or dive. In the event that we need to evacuate the building, the sound you will hear will be an electronic siren, and red lights will flash around the building. In this case, please leave the building using the nearest, safest emergency exit, which are to be kept clear at all times. In the event of an emergency, please follow the direction of the swim centre staff. Swimmers and officials, you are reminded not to return to the changing rooms to collect your personal belongings. There should be no glass on poolside. In accordance with Swim England child safeguarding policies and procedures, any parents or carers of swimmers under the age of 18 who wish to take photographic or video images are required to focus on their own child as much as reasonably possible to avoid including other children in the images, particularly if those images are being shared with family and friends on social media platforms. Should you have any concerns regarding photography or filming at this event, please bring them to the attention of the promoter. Thank you for your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for the promoter, Mrs. Karen Ruckle, the principal referee, Mrs. Sheila McKenzie, and the lead director, Mr. Brian Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please show your appreciation to all of the officials on poolside who have given up their time to ensure this session can run. And we are joined in this session by Swim England Hertfordshire President Brian Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthem?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome then to Session 7 this Sunday morning at Boreham Wood of the County Championships. We are going to do a test start. So our first session this morning, our only session this morning, our first event this morning is the mixed 1500 freestyle. So men and women mixed in depending on their times, and we have 4 heats of that. And after that, we have a number of relays to take us through to the end of this session. So 1500s to start with, and then some relays to finish with. So we're just about ready to start our first event. We just need some swimmers. If we can have the swimmers for the first event to poolside, please. Marshals. Thank you. Event 401, Heat 1, referee. The first heat then of the 1500s underway. In lane 2 we have Constantine Califas for Watford. In lane 3 Gabrielle Taggart of Watford also. Lane 4 Daisy Jubb of Costa. Lane 5 Angelica Lazzacate of Watford. And in lane 6 Philippi Irvine of Watford. So 4 Watford swimmers and a Costa swimmer in the middle of the pool. So welcome to those who are watching online. Just in case you're not familiar with the pool set up here at Boreham Wood, lane 8 is closest to the scoreboard, furthest away from the camera. Lane 1 closest to the spectator area, closest to the camera. And the lane numbers are on the blocks at both ends. So our heats are spearheaded, fastest swimmer by entry time in the centre of the pool. And the entry times for this heat, Daisy Jubb just in the lead, entered on a 20:34.66, turns first after 100 metres on a 1:16.04. And then the entry times in the outer lanes, Philippi Irvine 21:54.55 in lane 6. And he's in second place. Oh no, that's lane 2, sorry. Constantine Califas of Watford in lane 2, entered on 22:01.24. And it's lane 2 just in second place as they move up towards the 150 metre mark. Daisy Jubb turning first, 1:57.33. So at the turn end, we've got the lap counters indicating to the swimmers how many more lengths they've got to go. Started at 59 as a 60 length race, and they've got 53 left, so they've done, or 51 left now, 53, 51 next time they come up to it, and they move up towards the 200 metre mark, having done 8 lengths. Daisy Jupp still in the lead, 2:39 her time there. .123 for her second 100 against the 1:16 for the first 100. So settled into a rhythm now, turns, comes up at about 4 metre mark underneath the flags, moving back down towards the start end. Second place, Constantine Califas of Watford, red-hatted swimmer, though 4 of the swimmers are red-hatted here. Constantine vying with Philippi Irvine, Angelica Lazacute of Watford in lane 5 for second place. Constantine just in second place with Daisy Jupp in the lead still. Daisy coming underneath the flags. Turns, picks off the pads, 300 metre mark. 4:03 her turn time. 1:24 for that 100, so just a second slower than her previous 100. And just beginning to catch her up. In lane 5, Angelica, swimming for Watford, turning half a second or so behind Daisy. 47 lengths to go, so still some distance. Field reasonably close. The entry times 1:30 between them. So that's approximately, 2 seconds a length, I think, 60 lengths. 80, 90 seconds, maybe 1.25, 1.5 seconds a length. Daisy just extended her lead slightly from Angelica. Gabrielle Taggart moved up into third place now in lane 3. Underneath the flags, moving up to the 400 metre mark. 5:26 for Daisy. A 1:23 that time. So just past quarter distance. 5 minutes in. About 15 minutes or so left to go. Angelica closing up slightly on Daisy. There's just under a body length between them as they turn. In terms of time, that's 6:08.26 versus a 6:09.65, so 1 4/10 of a second. Angelica looks like she's just beginning to move closer to Daisy now as they go up to the turn at the turn end. Maybe still 4/10, it looks a little closer. Angelique having slightly better turns and definitely closer this time as they come underneath the flags. Just about half a metre or so closer than she was before at the 500 metre mark. 6:49.37, 6:50.97, so it's 1.6. So it's actually gone out a bit, even though it looks closer. third place, Gabrielle Taggart. Fourth place is Philippi Irvine and Constantine Califas in fifth. A lot bigger gap now between Daisy in the lead, Angelica in second place. 3.2 seconds, so maybe that slight acceleration from Angelica was not the thing to do, or maybe she's just tiring, or maybe Daisy's just getting faster. We'll see at her next 100 split. She's been on 123s pretty much all the way through, bar the first 100. Underneath the flags. Coming up to the next 100-metre turn. The 600-metre mark, 8:10. So that's a 1:21, so a little bit quicker. Angelica 8:14, Gabrielle 8:20. Daisy has a quick look at the lap counter as she goes into the turn. At the turn end it says 35 lengths to go. So moving up towards the halfway point. .33 lengths for Daisy to go. Angelica turns at the turn end, 33 lengths for her. Gabrielle comes in next at the turn end, 33 lengths for him as well. Daisy Jupp at the start end turns, 700 metres done, 9:31 her time. 1:21, so she's just couple of seconds quick up 100 for the last 200s. Angelica turning on a 9:40, Gabrielle 9:46, so reasonably static for the second and third. Philippi 9:54, and then our fifth place swimmer comes in. Turns Constantine on a 10:02. Daisy Jupp then beginning to have, if she's looking across a couple of lanes, Constantine in her sights, someone to aim for, to lap, but she's probably just focusing on her own race in the centre of the pool. As she turns at the turn end, 29 to go, 29 lengths that is. Daisy turning at the 800 metre mark, 10:52. Another 1:21. So holding 1:21s at the moment. Angelica turns on at 11:05. Field splitting somewhat now. Gabrielle turned 11:13. And then Philippi 11:21.51, and Daisy Jupp just coming up towards lapping Constantine. Constantine turns on 11:33, and Daisy Jupp turns at the 850 metre mark, just moving past Constantine. .900 metre turn coming up next for Daisy. Turns, pushes off the wall. 12:14.28. So that's a 1:22. Angelica turning on a 12:30. So she's did a 1:25 for her last 100. Gabrielle 12:40.84. Philippi next 12:50. All getting confusing now as we've got Daisy having lapped the field. It's Constantine though coming in for his 900 metre turn, 13:04. Daisy turning at the 9:50 mark, as I said earlier, 12:54. So 13:34, Daisy's turn at the 1,000 metre mark. Should come up on the screen now if you're watching online. 13:34 at the 1,000 metre mark. 2/3 of the way through, and that's a 1:20. Angelica 13:54. A 1:24. So Daisy eking out the lead all the way through here. Or eking out how big the lead is. Gabriel next, then Philippi, and Constantine half a length to go till he comes to the 1,000 metre mark. 50 metres ahead of him, Angelica Lazarkate turns in lane 5. Gabrielle turning, 1,050. Daisy turns 14:56. A 1:22 at the 1,100 metre mark. Angelica just coming up to that equivalent turn. 15:19 for her. Constantine turns at the 10:50 mark. Daisy Jupp just overtaking Gabrielle Taggart. So I think that's pretty much everybody but Angelica that Daisy's lapped. I don't think well, she may do. She may do. 20 metres behind her, 4:50 to go. It's possible. (16:16) at the next turn. That's a 1:20. So that's a 1,200 metre mark for Daisy. If you're watching online, the timing is sort of waiting for each swimmer to complete that 50 before it then comes up to the next set. So Daisy's a long way ahead of what's been shown as the timing on the screen, although you are seeing Daisy swimming as she comes up towards the turn end, start end rather, at the 12:50 metre mark. So that's Angelica's turn at the 1,200 metre mark, which was 50 metres ago, 16:43. Angelica then coming into turn up the turn end. Start end rather, she turns. Daisy Chup underneath the flags one more time, or yet another time. Turns 17:37. So at the turn end, we've got Constantine turning and then Gabriel. Gabriel's ahead of Constantine. Turning just behind him, coming up to lap him. Daisy Chup now at the start end. Kicks off the wall, 18:17. So 5 lengths left for Daisy. Just coming up to complete the 1400. Looking good. Stroke rate gone up a little bit, I think. She comes to the turn end. 100 metres to go. Psychologically, you're pretty much done. Physically, you probably are done. 18:57, 100 to go. Daisy coming up towards the turn end. Turns, 3 lengths to go for her. Underneath the flags at the turn end, back down towards the start end. She'll get the whistles as she comes in to the start end, indicating she's got 2 lengths to go. Normally blow from about 5 metres out to 5 metres back out in the other direction. So there's the whistles. She comes to the surface, another whistle. She looks back. It's for her, 2 lengths to go. Angelica turning with 3 lengths to go. Angelica just coming in with 2 lengths for her to go. She's going to get the whistles in lane 5. 2 lengths for her as Daisy Chup comes underneath the flags. Last couple of strokes and she finishes, takes the win. The time 20:15:65. So 1:17 for the last 100, almost matching the first 100. And how does that compare with our entry time? What was it, 20:15? That's a good deal under, that's 15 seconds under. So that's half a second length, that's good. Angelica just coming in to finish now as she comes last 2 or 3 strokes. Takes the second place, 20:48, just over her entry time. The whistles for Philippi Irvine. Next from her to come home will be in lane 3, Gabrielle Taggart of Watford. Gabrielle then, just last 2 or 3 strokes for him in lane 3. Finishes in 3rd place, 21:18. A couple of seconds outside his entry time. The whistles for Constantine. 2 lengths for him as Philippi comes in and finishes 21:32 his time, and that's again 20 seconds or so under his entry time, so a good swim there for him. Our final swimmer turning at the turn end, 1 length to go for him. That's Constantine Califas. Entered on a 21:01. I think he's going to be a little bit outside that. But we will see as he comes underneath the flags. Last couple of strokes. Comes in 22:07. And that completes heat 1. Heat 2, referee. Second heat underway then. Fraser McDonald in lane 1 for Hatfield. Autumn Shine of Potters Bar in lane 2. Kira May Ingram of Costa in lane 3. Joe Kay of Hatfield in 4. Georgina Hamilton of Costa in 5. Jasmine Pereira of Hatfield in 6. William Harris of Watford in 7. And Cassandra Pereira of Hatfield in lane 8. Entry times here a little bit quicker, as we would expect, of course. It's a faster heat. Joe Kay, the fastest entrant, lane 4, 19:40.99. Out to the outer lanes, Cassandra, lane 8, 20:33.23. And it's lane 1 going out pretty fast. Fraser McDonald of Hatfield turning on a 1:10 for the first 100. So that's 6 seconds quicker than the equivalent 100 in the previous heat. And he is second fastest entrant. So we will see if he can hold the pace. One thinks it may be unlikely, but maybe I'm doing him a disservice. We will see. Lane 3 just moving into the lead now. That's Kira May Ingram of Costa, turning just first. 149.46 rather, I guess a 149.54. And Joe, Autumn and William, the next 3 swimmers. Lane 3 still in the lead, Kira May Ingram, Joe Kay of Hatfield. Lane 4 and Fraser McDonald vying for second and third, little to choose between them. And a little bit of a split until it's lane 7 in 4th place, William Harris of Watford. Up to the turn at the start end. At the 200 metre mark, Kira May Ingram turning on a 2:27. Ingram moving into the lead, not by much. Turns just ahead of 4 and 1, Fraser McDonald in 1, Joe Kay in 4, both of Hatfield with purple hats, as they all come down towards the start in. Those 3 swimmers just away from the rest of the field as they come up to the turn at the 250 metre mark. Kira May, Fraser McDonald, Joe Kay, 3:06 out to 3:07, then William Harris, Autumn Shine, Georgina Hamilton, Jasmine Pereira. And in 8th place at the moment is Cassandra Pereira in lane 8. Coming up to the 300 metre mark. Kira May maintaining the lead, 3:44 her time there. At the turn. So that is, let me work it out, it's a 1:17 for that 100. So reasonably quick, given the first 100 was 1:16, albeit it wasn't her that did it. And they're feeling like they're swimming a little bit faster. Well, they are swimming a little bit faster, but it looks faster. Coming up to each end a little bit quicker. Kira May turns at the 350 metre mark, then Joe Kay, then Fraser McDonald. Moving up into 4th place is Autumn Shine of Potters Bar in lane 2. So still a wave of 3 swimmers and then 5 swimmers. a little bit behind them. 45 lengths to go for all our swimmers, give or take. Keira May. Almost a body length clear now, turns on a 5:02. Then Joe Kay 5:03, Fraser McDonald 5:04, so not too much to choose between them at the moment. Keira May in the lead, coming off the wall nicely. Joe Kay still hanging on to her. It's one of these, this sort of distance, so you can hang on for 100 or two, but if you can't go that fast, you can't go that fast, and then you certainly don't hang on anymore. But he is at the moment. Fraser McDonald just drifting back a little bit, 5:43, second and 4/10 behind Joe. Joe 1.4 behind Keira May. And William Harris, Watford in second place, fourth place even, in lane 7. .500-metre mark, Keira May turn 6:19. Joe Kay 6:20.19, so it's under a second. He's closed up a little bit. Fraser McDonald 6:21.88. That's got out a tenth or so. So Joe Kay doing his best to keep up with Keira May Ingram. A 1:17 for Keira May. So in the 1:17 points all the way through at the moment. Joe Kay just that little bit closer. Just half a metre or so. A bit less than that. He's 0.7 behind, give or take. So 7/10 between them, ignoring the hundredths. Fraser McDonald still in third, 7:00.38. He turns just a couple of seconds almost behind Joe, so just beginning to fall back from the lead too. Keira May Ingram holding the lead. Joe just gone back ever so slightly. Just centimetres, but it is centimetres. He's almost a body length behind now. 600-metre mark, 7:35.32. 7:36.81. So that's 1.5 difference. It was 0.7, so maybe this is a point at which Joe Kay can't hold on for any longer. Fraser McDonald, 7:39.01 for third place. So 1:16, last 100 for Keira May. Almost clear water between her and Joe Kay now at the 650-metre mark. Fraser McDonald 2 or 3 metres behind Joe, and then the race for the next set of positions. At the moment, it is William Harris in 4th place. Then we've got Georgina Hamilton and Autumn Shine. Not too much between those 3 swimmers. For 3rd, 4th and 5th. Keira May Ingram, clear water between her and Joe now. She comes in, she turns 8:51 at the 700-metre mark. Not quite halfway, or not halfway, another 100 metres till she gets halfway. That's not quite true, is it? But another 3 lengths or so, and then she's halfway through. Joe Kay 2nd, Fraser McDonald 3rd. Keira May in the lead, Joe Kay in 2nd place, Fraser McDonald in 3rd. They just turned at the 750-metre mark. You'll see them on the screen going up towards the turn end. Meanwhile, back at the start end, it is a good close race for third, fourth, fifth. And it is just still William Harris from Georgina Hamilton, and then Autumn Shine. So good race for third, fourth and fifth. Kira May turns at the 800 metre mark, 10.08. 1:17 for the 100. Joe Kay, 10.10.87, 2.4 behind, then 10.15.5. Fraser McDonald, which is best part of 5 seconds, 4.7 seconds behind. But nevertheless, swimming well. He was the slowest or second slowest entrant, so he's certainly not second slowest in the pool. Kira May Ingram turns, then Joe Kay. Rose McDonald a little bit behind. He turns now. That's the 850 metre mark. The next positions. Best part of a length behind. But it's a good race, and it's William Harris. Just extended the lead slightly from Georgina Hamilton. Harris turning 11.10. Hamilton 11.11. Autumn Shine 11.12. Jasmine 11.16, and that leaves us Cassandra, who will turn on 11.23. Meanwhile, line 900 metre mark, Kira May Ingram 11.25 her time. .900 metres done. Joe Kay second, Fraser McDonald third. That's not changed for a while. I don't think it's going to change at all throughout the rest of the race. The gaps are just going to go up a little bit, I would say, unless Joe Kay's got something in the tank, but I think it's unlikely. You would have thought he'd have deployed it by now. Or Kira May just suddenly breaks. I suspect that's unlikely as well, but we will see over the next 21 lengths or so. William Harris turns at the turn end. He's got 23 lengths to go. Georgina Hamilton about a metre or two behind him. She's got 22 and a half. And Autumn Shine just moving down towards the flags at the turn end. She's a second or two behind them. Harris turns 12.29. Hamilton 12.30. Autumn Shine 12.32. At the 1,000 metre mark, Kira May Ingram turns 12.42. Joe Kay, then Fraser McDonald. So it's that bit of the race where it gets complicated for me, if nobody else, as the swimmers start to lap each other and it's not too clear who's where. We haven't got quite to that point yet. William Harris, Georgina Hamilton, Autumn Shine. Still that order for 4th, 5th and 6th. Turning Jasmine Pereira at the 1,000 metre mark as Kira May Ingram just beginning to lap her. Kira May turning 13.20 at the 10.50 mark. Joe Kay now almost 5 seconds behind. And then just over 6 seconds behind is Fraser McDonald. So, as we expected, a split at the front now for the last 500 metres of the race. And Georgina Hamilton just moved ahead of William Harris, 13.50.55 against a 13.50.65. Autumn Shine, 13.53.67. Jasmine, 14.00.46. And then Cassandra's just coming in for her turn. 14.08.79. Kira May Ingram at the 1,100 metre mark, 13.59.02. So solidly in the 1:17s at the moment. Kira May Ingram. Joe Kay second, Fraser McDonald third. William Harris just moved back in front of Georgina Hamilton for that battle for 4th and 5th over in lanes 7 and 5. That's just swapping around a little bit with Autumn Shine a little bit behind them, but in a pretty solid 6th place. So on the screen, Kira May Ingram moving back down towards the 1200 metre mark. She goes underneath the flags now. Turns 1200 metre mark. 15:15:61. Choquet 15:22. And Fraser McDonald just turning now in front of me in lane 1, 15:30:86. So the closest battle in the pool is for 4th and 5th, oscillating between William Harris and Georgina Hamilton. Harris in 7, Hamilton in 5, and Hamilton has the advantage at the 1200 metre mark. Hamilton that little bit behind, but they have been swapping back and forth with Autumn Shine in 6th place. As you can see them on the screen just turning at the turn end, that's Autumn in lane 2 rather, turning with 11 lengths to go. Kira May Ingram turns 9 lengths to go. So that's 1 length and 2 100s. That's how I'd be looking at it if it was me swimming. Coming up towards the 1300 metre mark. Kira May underneath the flags. Turns 16:40:64. That's a 1:15, give or take the tenths. So just accelerating ever so slightly. Joe Kay in 2nd place still, Fraser McDonald in 3rd, but there's been big gaps now as Kira May Ingram starts to lap Amber Shine. Joe Kay turning at the 13:50 mark. All very confusing now. Fraser McDonald turns at the 13:50 mark as Kira May comes back in the other direction. She's moving back down towards the start in shot at the moment. Autumn Shine closest to her, 150 behind rather. Georgina Hamilton ahead of William Harris now for 4th and 5th as Kira May Ingram turns at the 1400 metre mark, 17:47. A fast 100 that. I make that a 1:07. I don't know if I've got that wrong, but that's 10 seconds quicker. Could be. 3 lengths to go for Kira May then. Fraser McDonald turning at the 100 metre to go. 100 metres to go mark. Kira May Ingram comes down for the whistles. 2 lengths for her. She turns, 2 lengths to go. Autumn Shine turns with 100 to go. Hamilton rather, in 4th place. Autumn Shine moving up towards her actually. So might just change around for 2nd and 3rd. As William Harris a little bit behind them. Kira May Ingram then coming in, entered on a time of 19:56, going to be significantly underneath that. Finishes on 19:01:66. Joe Kay comes in to finish in 2nd place. His time 19:14 against an entry time of 19:40. So somewhat quicker. Fraser McDonald did well there, entered on a 20:19, finishes on a 19:21. So that's our best part of a minute underneath his entry time. Next one to come in is going to be Georgina Hamilton in lane 5. Entered on 19:48, finishes on a 19:40. Amber Shine just comes in 5th place, so good swim there, last 100 or so for her. 1944. William Harris, 1945 in 6th. That leaves the 2 Pereira swimmers to come in. Jasmine will be the first of those. 1956 entered, finishes in on time of 20:05. Cassandra, our final swimmer, 20:08 to complete Heat 2. Heat 3, referee. Heat 3 underway. Keely White of Potters Bar in lane 1. Camille Vanier of Hatfield in 2. Neve O'Meara of Watford in 3. Eva Ives of Hatfield in 4. Kaylin Hehir of Watford in 5. No swimmer in lane 6. Hannah Lovelock of Hitchin in lane 7. Amy Harper of Watford in lane 8. So entry times here. Kaylin Hehir of Watford, lane 4, the fastest entrant. No, sorry, Eva Ives in lane 4, fastest entrant, 8:34.53. Out to Amy Harper in lane 8, 19:31. So almost a minute between the various lanes. It is Amy Harper in lane 8. She's in second place, second or third place. It's pretty tight here as they turn at the 100-metre mark. Lane 5, Kaylin here, just in the lead, 109.91 for the first 100. I'll wait for the 55 lengths to go. A long way if you're swimming it. Kaylin in the lead. It's tight between her, lane 3, Neve O'Meara, and Amy Harper in lane 8. So spread across the pool, turning at the 150-metre mark. Kaylin in the lead still, Neve O'Meara second, Amy Harper third. Can we have all swimmers for Heat 4 of the 1500 to the marshalling area, please? Swimmers for Heat 4 of the 1500, can you make your way to the marshalling area, please? 200-metre mark, Kaylin here, still in the lead, 2:25 she turns on. A 1:16 turn time, or 100 time for her. Previous heat, it was Kira May Ingram, and she was holding 1:15s, 1:17s pretty much all the way through, so we'll see how this one goes. Swimmers are a little bit older in this heat, 14 out to 17 years old. Eva Ives, the youngest swimmer in lane 4. Watford well represented here. Well represented across the whole event. And it's the Watford swimmer in lane 3, Niamh O'Meara. And Kaylin here, the two Watford swimmers, first and second. Niamh looks like she just might be in the lead here. She pushes off the wall, not quite in the lead, but nothing really to choose between them. Kaylin turning on a 3:41. So we've got four swimmers vying for the lead here in the middle of the pool. Niamh O'Meara in 3, Eva Ives in 4, Kaylin here in lane 5, and Camille Vanier in lane 2, just a little bit behind them. Then a nice race for 5th and 6th. Over the far side of the pool, Amy Harper of Watford and Hannah Lovelock of Hitchin in lanes 8 and 7 respectively, and then in our final position, Potter's Bar swimmer Keely White, lane 1. Moving up towards the 400 metre mark, Kaylin just moved away slightly from the other swimmers, almost a body length, or half a body length clear. Kaylin turns, 400 metre mark, 4:55. Second place, Eva Ives. Niamh O'Meara in 3rd, then Camille Vanier, Amy Harper, Hannah Lovelock, Keely White. Kaylin here in the lead still. Eva Ives moving up to second place in lane 4. Then we've got Niamh O'Meara, Camille Vanier. And then the far side of the pool, just a second or two behind them, Amy Harper just ahead of Hannah Lovelock. And then our final swimmer in lane 1, turning now, Potter's Bar, Keely White. Kaylin here in the lead. No real change between her and Eva Ives. Kaylin turning 6:10.61 against a 6:11.87. Niamh O'Meara 6:14.03. So that's 1.2 between first and second, and just over 2 and a bit seconds between second and third. So 6:10 for the first 500. 1:15 for the last 100. So 1:15s, 1:16s, one of them was a 1:14 if you ignore the tenths. For the hundreds of Kaylin here. She's just beginning to move away. Eva Ives in second place. Niamh O'Meara third. Camille Vanier looking like she's just beginning to catch. Niamh O'Meara. So third and fourth may change. Eva Ives just drifting back a little bit into no man's land as Kaylin here comes up. Turns, clear distance between her and Eva, 7:25. That turn against a 7:27.33. So it's gone out to over 2 seconds, and then 7:30.37 for Niamh O'Meara. Camille Vanier next, Hannah Lovelock and Amy Harper. There are just 2 tenths between them. So a good battle between Amy Harper and Hannah Lovelock, 7 and 8. Always helpful to have someone to race against to spur you on. Whereas some of the other swimmers, although they're racing technically, there's no one particularly beside them. Kaylin here in the lead, Eva Ives, and then it is quite close between Niamh O'Meara and Camille Vanier. Meanwhile, back at the start end, Keely White for Potters Bar coming into turn at the 650 metre mark. She turns, kicks off the wall, one fly kick comes up at about 6 metres. At the other end, or same end of the pool, but 50 metres up ahead. Kaylin here turns, 8:39. In first place, Eva Ives second, 8:43 dead. Niamh O'Meara, 8:46.81. Camille Vanier, 8:47.15. Amy Harper and Hannah Lovelock still 5th and 6th. The gap just under 2/10 now, but not much difference for those two. Kaylin coming up to the turn end, 29 metres to go. Eva Ives in second place, turns now, 29 metres to go. A close race for third. Niamh O'Meara and Camille Vanier turning pretty much at the same time. And then a good race for between Harper and Lovelock. Harper just has a slight advantage as Kaylin turns 9:54 at the 800 metre mark. Just into the 1:14s, 1:15, so the pace pretty much the same for Kaylin. Eva in second place and Camille Vanier moved just ahead of Niamh O'Meara. Just a tiny wee bit as they turn at the turn end out of shot. But Vanier just ahead of O'Meara. Kaylin here turns. 10:32, now 4 seconds and a tenth ahead of Eva Ives. Camille and Niamh having a good race here, 10:40.45 against 10:41.17. So Camille Vanier just moving up into third place. Hannah Lovelock just close to Harper. I think Hannah's just in front of her as they come into the turn end turn. 25 metres to go. Lovelock just ahead of Harper, but it could change back again. Kaylin turns at the 900 metre mark. 11:10.56. And Eva Ives, Camille Vanier just ahead now of Niamh O'Meara. For third, it's just over a second's difference between them. Lovelock and Harper coming up to the turn end, 23 to go. Harper just ahead of Lovelock now. And here turns at the start end, 11:48.50 at the 950 metre mark as Potters Bar's Keely White turns, and she's got 23 to go, or she will have in a moment. So she's 50 behind the other swimmers. Kaylin here turns, 21 to go. Eva Ives next, 21 for her. Camille Vanier, Niamh O'Meara, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And Harper just ahead of Lovelock with 21 to go as Keely White comes in to turn at the start end. 12:26 the time at the 1,000 metre mark for Kaylin, or 1:16, so she's dropped a second slower, but it might be me rounding up the hundredths and the tenths. So the time for that 500, 6:16 against 6:10 for the first 100. So not too much to choose between the two 500s. Kaylin in the lead. Good swim here now, or acceleration from Camille Vanier as she moves up into, well, not quite second place, but it's only a tenth between them. She's going to get second place. Eva Ives is in second, but I'm pretty sure she's going to drift back beyond Camille. So Camille swimming fast towards the last 500. Eva Ives looks up, 17 lengths to go for her, as is for the vast majority of the swimmers here. Kaylin comes in underneath the flags, turns lane 5, kicks off the wall. No real fly kick underwater, up fairly early, 13:42 at the 1100 metre mark. A 1:16, so she's in the 1:16s now. Camille Vanier overhauled Eva Ives. Niamh O'Meara in 4th place. They're all turning with 15 lengths to go. Lovelock and Harper still having that battle over at the far side of the pool, lanes 7 and 8. Lovelock slight advantage, but nothing really to choose between them. It's going to come down to the last few hundred metres. And then our 8th place swimmer coming down towards the start end. She's got 14 lengths to go, which is 350 metres, I think. And she turns a couple of lengths behind the rest of the swimmers. Kaylin coming up towards the 1200 metre mark. Underneath the flags, kicks off. Same underwater phase, up at about 4.5 metres, 14:58. Another 1:16 for her. Camille Vanier, second place. Eva Ives, third. Niamh O'Meara in 4th. Hannah Lovelock, further she's been from Amy Harper for some time now. The time not come up on that screen, 15:16.89 against a 15:18.12. So that is, what's that, 1.3 or so. Here turns, 1250 metre mark, 15:36. Camille Vanier still in second place. I don't think she's going to catch Kaylin, but she is. She's certainly moving faster, and their gap's coming down. They've got 9 lengths to go. That's 250 metres, which is not far. As a proportion of the race, it's a 1/6, whatever that is, 15%, I think, 15 and a bit. So maybe there's time. All depends whether Kaylin can hold the pace, obviously, or whether she's just that little bit tired. 16:13. So that was a 1:15. So she's holding the speed. I think the thing is, Camille Vanier is going faster. Her turn time 6:17. See what her 100 is for this next 100. Eva Ives in 4th. Niamh O'Meara beginning to catch Eva Ives for 3rd. And Hannah Lovelock, clear water now between her and Amy Harper. It was about 1.3 seconds, I think, last time I looked. And they come back down to the start end and kick off the pads. We'll see what it is. And Keely White withdrawn from the race down in lane 1. So we won't be seeing her anymore in this 1500. So Camille Vanier is catching here, but there's only 100 to go. That's the issue. So here turns for 17:29 against a 17:31. So it's a 1:14 for Vanier against the 1:16, but it's only 2 seconds, and the deficit is, well, it's 2 seconds, but we'll see. I think it's too much to ask with 3 lengths to go now. Niamh O'Meara overhauled Eva Ives. Hannah Lovelock and Amy Harper having a good battle. I thought it'd come down to the last few lengths. Lovelock being caught again by Amy Harper. They've got 3 lengths to go. As Ahir gets the whistles at the start end, she's got 50 to go. The other end of the pool, Lovelock kicks off the wall just about the same as Harper. The whistles for Kamel Vanier have gone. Now we get the whistles for Nevo Mira and Eva Ives. 1 length to go. Here is going to take this race. There's whistles for Harper and Lovelock. Harper now ahead of Lovelock, 18.26. It's 18.27. It's about a second between them. As Ahir comes in to finish. Just the last few strokes to go. Looking strong. Finishes well. 18.39 the winning time. Kamel Vanier comes in not far behind. 18.42.94. Then we've got a good race, Nevo Mira next, 18.52, Eva Ives, 18.53 rather, and Amy Harper had a faster final 100 as she comes in to finish 19.01. Then Lovelock, 19.05, and that completes the event, heat rather, 18.39 the winning time against an 18.47 entry time, so that's significant, well, quite a bit under. So we move on to our final heat, which will be heat 4. Clear the pool to size, please, swimmers. Heat 4, referee. Can we have swimmers for event 402 and 403 to the marshalling area, please? So the relays. 402, 403, swimmers to the marshalling area, please. In the water for our final heat, we have Samuel Jeffrey of Hatfield in lane 1, Daniel Williams of Hatfield in lane 2, George Hooper of Costa in 3, Daniel Belsey of Hatfield in 4, Jason Ho of Hatfield in 5, Jamie Joshua of Hatfield in 6, Luke Martell of Potters Bar in lane 7, Benjamin Taggart of Watford in lane 8. And it's lane 6 with the early lead. Jamie Joshua, 104. We have a DQ for you here. Event 401, heat 3, lane 1. Disqualified for a technical infraction. So the swimmers, a little bit of a split across the field. Lane 6 still in the lead. 6-5-3. 6-5-2-4-3-1. Pretty much the order. Jamie Joshua, 1:37.98 in the lead. The entry times for this heat. Daniel Belsey, lane 4, the fastest entrant, 17:12. Then we've got 17.23 and 17.24 for the swimmers beside him. Out to the outside lane, Samuel Jeffrey in 1, 18.19. Benjamin Taggart in 8, 18.32. Jamie Joshua entered on a 17.43. He's in lane 6 with a black hat. He turns at the 200 metre mark to 12, his turn time, which equates to a 1:18, I think, if I've got my maths right. 6.78 I have, which is a little slower than I would have thought, so maybe I've got something wrong. Maybe I misread the time on the first one. Anyway, we'll see what it settles down to. Moving just up into the lead now is Belsey, of, no it's not, it's Jason Ho of Hatfield in 5. So they turn almost together. Ho just in the lead, 2:46.77. Joshua 2:46.96. Williams 2:48.14. So the field beginning to split. There's some races for 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 on their own, and 8 certainly a little bit further back on their own. Benjamin Taggart of Watford. Back at the front, Belsey opens up a slight advantage now. He is the fastest entrant, 15-year-old for Hatfield with the purple hat. He comes in, he turns at the turn end. 3:20.28. All right. So my maths was hopeless on the last 100. It was 1:08. I was getting used to the previous heat where it was all 1:16 something. Anyway, we'll see what Belsey does on this 100 as he turns 50 metres into his leading, his portion of the race where he's leading. He turns first. So my mistake, it's Jason Ho in the lead in lane 5. Not Daniel Belsey. He turns at the 400 metre mark, 4:26. So 1:06 for Jason there. .43 lengths to go for Jason Ho. Second place, Daniel Belsey, and third place in lane 6, Jamie Joshua. The 3 Hatfield swimmers in the lead at the moment. Then it's Hooper and Williams vying for the next couple of positions. Jeffrey not far behind them. Ho turns first, 5:00.34, Belsey 5:04.76. Joshua 5:05.62, Williams 5:08.01. So some big splits across the first 4 swimmers. Jason Ho in the lead. 5 metres or so to go till he gets to the the start end. He turns 5:33 at the 500 metre mark. Second place is Belsey, and it's close for third place. At the moment in third place it's Daniel Williams of Hatfield in lane 2. It's between him, he's just ahead of Hooper in lane 3. Ho turns 5:50 metre mark, then Belsey, then Joshua. Good race for 4th, 5th, 6th between between Jeffrey, Williams and Hooper. With Jeffrey slight advantage at the turn. And it's all changing around as we go back down towards the turn end. At the start end in shot, we have Ho turning 6:40 at the 600 metre mark. He's doing 1:07s now, 1:07, 1:06s for the last few hundred. Belsey in second place. Joshua in third. And then it's still close. For 4th, 5th, 6th between Samuel Jeffrey, Daniel Williams and George Hooper. Nothing really splitting those 3 swimmers. Ho in the lead. Belsey second place, Joshua third. At the start end, it's the 3 swimmers in a line pretty much. Slight advantage to Jeffrey at that turn. Long way out in the lead is Jason Ho, turning 7:48 at the 700 metre mark. Elsie in second place, Joshua in third, 7:56 against 8:01, then Jeffrey Williams Hooper. Jeffrey just slight advantage. So moving away now from Williams and Hooper. Then we've got Martell and Taggart. So coming up towards the halfway mark. Jason Ho in the lead. Elsie second still. Joshua third. Coming up towards the 800 metre mark. Turning on at 8:56, Jason Ho in the lead. Then Belsey turns on a 9:05, so 9 seconds further back. Jamie Joshua third, 9:11.15. Jeffrey moved away from the other two swimmers. He's in fourth. Williams and Hooper fifth and sixth, but just 3/10 between them. And we have Martell, and in final position, Benjamin Taggart. Jason Ho coming up towards the turn end. Turns lane 5. He has 25 lengths to go. He now moves back down towards the start end, underneath the flags. Turns 900 metre mark, 10:04. Second place, turning now at the 900 metre mark, Daniel Belsey. Then third place, turning lane 6, Jamie Joshua. Then we have Jeffrey coming in next. Daniel Williams and George Hooper. And then it's still Luke Martell and Benjamin Taggart for the last two positions. So the field split a little bit. Swimmers all over the pool in terms of where they are in their respective races. Jason Ho still in the lead. Elsie in second place. Joshua in second place. Elsie, let's start again. Right, in the lead, Jason Ho, 1,000 metre mark, 11:12. His turn time. Then we have Belsey, Daniel Belsey in second. He turns on 11:21. And then coming into turn in third place is Joshua, Jamie Joshua. And Samuel Jeffrey moved ahead of these two swimmers he was beside for so long. 11:37.12 he turns. It's close between Williams and Hooper. Williams in 2, just ahead of Hooper as they move back towards the start end. Moving that towards the start end, Jason Ho looking to lap a few more of the field. He's lapped a few of them. He turns, 1,100 metres done, 12:20 his time. A 1:08 for that 100. Daniel Belsey in second place. Jamie Joshua in third. coming down towards the start end at the 1100 metre mark. Jeffrey turns next, 12:48.50. Then Williams just ahead of Hooper, 12:53.22 against 12:54.15. Then we have Martel turning on a 12:58. Our final swimmer turning at the turn end, Benjamin Taggart. He has 17 lengths to go. He's a little bit behind the other swimmers, 100 behind the leader. Jason Ho turning 1200 metre mark, 13:28. Then Belsey turns 13:38, 10 seconds behind. Jamie Joshua coming in to turn at the turn end now. Turns on 13:50. Samuel Jeffrey, he's moved ahead. Good solid fourth place. He turns 13:59. And then we've got Hooper 14:05. Williams 14:05, Hooper on a 14:07. Jason Ho coming back towards the start end to complete another 100. This will be 1300 for him. Turns on a 14:35. Daniel Belsey turning 14:46. Lost another second over that 100. Jamie Joshua, the next target for Jason Ho, if he wants to lap anybody. There's only 7 lengths for him to do it in. 15:01, Joshua's turn time. And Jeffrey turning next, 15:10 at the 1100 metre mark. The 1300 metre mark. And it's split a little bit for the next couple of positions. Williams has the advantage from Hooper in 3. 5 lengths for Jason Ho. Comes down towards the start end. Underneath the flags, about to hit the 1400 metre turn. He turns, kicks off the pads. His turn time was 15:44. Belsey in second place. Joshua turning now in third place for the 1400 turn, as Jason Ho is best part of a lap, a length ahead of him. Ho gets the whistles. The whistles for Belsey. Jason Ho coming in to finish. As we're about to get the whistles for Jamie Joshua. Ho comes in, he's got 2 or 3 strokes left to go. Finishes, his time was 16:51. So somewhat under his entry time. Second place goes to Belsey on a time of 17:01. Belsey's entry time 17:12, so 11 seconds underneath that. Jamie Joshua coming in next, 17:43 his entry time, finishing at 17:19, so underneath their entry times, all these 3 swimmers. Jeffrey coming in next, 18:19 he entered on. I think he's going to be somewhat underneath that, 17:29. Then we've got Daniel Williams in 5th place. Luke Martel having a good final race. Lane 3, Hooper. And then we've got one more swimmer. He's got just over 2 lengths to go. That's Benjamin Taggart of Watford. Gets the whistles as he comes in. 50 metres to go. Taggart coming underneath the flags at the turn end. 1 length for him, just about. Now it's 1 length. Back down towards the start end. Underneath the flags. Few strokes left to go. And he finishes 18:41.93. So that completes our distant event. Event 401. We move on to event 402, which is the women's 10 and over 200 meters medley team. We swum over 2 heats, and at the end of this session we will have a final for this. So 2 heats and then a final later on. Clear the pool please, swimmers. Clear the pool please to the sides. So the medley team relay. Event 402, Heat 1, referee. For 4x50 medley relay. Verulam in 2, Watford in 3, that's a B team. Bishop Stortford in 4, Costa in 5, Bushy in lane 6. So, 2 lengths of each discipline. Back, breast, fly, front crawl in that order. And a big advantage for Neve James of Bishop Stortford. Hands over to their second swimmer. Lanes 2 and 3 going at much the same time. Verulam and Watford B for second and third. And then not too far behind them, Costa in lane 5 and Bushy just a tad behind them. Long way in the lead at the moment. Bishop Stortford in 4, which is Lauren Gore. Bishop Stortford in the lead. Underneath the flags, good race for second and third as Bishop Stortford hand over to their third swimmer. Fly leg, it's Emma Fields. Good race between Costa and Watford. And they dive in pretty much at the same time, just 2 100s on the pad as they finish the leg. The fly swimmer's looking pretty close, slight advantage to Costa. Meanwhile, back in the lead, Emma Fields of Bishop Stortford. Just coming up to the flags, comes up to the flags now, about to hand over to the anchor leg. Hands over, a little bit of a slow takeover, I would suggest, a 133.90 at the turn. The handover, Laura Burgess turning. Costa extended a lead over Watford over that 50 fly. And then we've got Verulam and Bushy. Bushy and Verulam. Meanwhile, back in the lead and going to take the win. Bishop Stortford come in and 2:02.02. So we'll take a note of the time. Second team to come in is Costa, 2:10.57. It's close Watford next. Then we've got Bushy and Verulam. And the second place time, 2:10.57. So the winning team there, Bishop Stortford. So there is a final for this, so that 2:02. Looking on the entry. So the looking at the entry times for the second heat, the 2:02 might be good enough to get to the final. A 2:10 maybe as well, should be actually. So we will see. Heat 2, referee. Royston in lane 1, Ware in 2, Stevenage in 3, Hatfield in 4, Watford in 5, Tring 6, Potters Bar 7, Cheshunt lane 8. It's pretty tight, but it's lane 4. Hatfield just in the lead, Charlotte Williams, the backstroke swimmer for them. Nice underwater phase for Charlotte, comes up nicely ahead of the rest of the field. Hatfield in the lead. Second place is Watford. Third place Stevenage at the moment. 30.0. Hatfield hand over to their second swimmer. Then it's Watford and Potters Bar for second and third. Doesn't look like that in the water, it has to be said. Meanwhile, Hatfield somewhat out in the lead. Remember, there's a final for this, so you don't need to do your fastest time, but you do need to get into the final if that's what you're looking for. Hatfield in the lead. In second place, Watford. Third place, Stevenage. Then we've got Tring. Hatfield hand over to the fly swimmer, as do Watford, then Stevenage. Then we've got Tring, Ware, Potters Bar, Cheshunt. Hatfield still in the lead. Turn back towards home for the fly swimmer. Up is still in second place. Watford, then Stevenage. Valeria Giron swimming for Hatfield in the fly leg. She comes underneath the flags, looking to hand over to Jessica Keogh. Nice handover there, 1:35.42, the handover time. Watford go in next. Then a good fly leg for Tring. Tight for the next positions. It's where Stevenage Potters Bar. Hatfield in the lead in lane 4. They're going to take the win. Bishop Stortford second place and Tring in third. Underneath the flags, Hatfield, 2 or 3 strokes left to go. They win 2:03. That shows you how quick the previous one. 2:02 the winning time for Stortford in the previous heat. So Hatfield first, then Watford 2:07, Tring third 2:11, then Stevenage, where Potters Bar, Cheshunt and Royston. So from the previous heat, I think Bishop Stortford will have made the final, as did second place, although I can't remember who the team was. But anyway, we need to look at the actual results. That's just my guesses. But that completes event 4:02. We move on to event 4:04 rather. No, we don't. We move on to event 4:03, which is the mixed 13 years and under 200 metre freestyle relay. 3 heats, the final heat of which is a final. And we'll introduce the teams for that final when we get there one by one. But before then, we have 2 heats. First one will have Cheshunt, Hoddesdon B and Royston swimming in lanes 3, 4 and 5. Event 4:03, Heat 1, referee. Cheshunt in lane 3, Hoddesdon B in lane 4, Royston in lane 5. Cheshunt with the orange hat in lane 3 with a slight advantage as they turn. So 4x50 this one, 13 years and under, the younger swimmers, and it is Cheshunt's Luigi Giambron in the lead. Close between Hoddesdon and Royston, not too much between them. Cheshunt handover first, 32.74. Then just 2/10 between the next two. Hoddesdon B just marginally ahead of Royston. Cheshunt beginning to move away now, splitting slightly between Hoddesdon from Royston. Hoddesdon with the advantage as Cheshunt turn. Good 2 or 3 seconds advantage now. Hoddesdon in second and Royston in third. Ryan Wimpenny swimming for Cheshunt. He hands over to Amélie Renouf. And they've got a huge advantage at the moment. 1:04.50 against 1:10.98 and 1:11.59. Hoddesdon ahead of Royston. So the teams can choose the order of the swimmers in terms of male, female. And it is Amélie Renouf of Cheshunt. Huge advantage as she comes down. She's got, 10 metres advantage. Hands over to the final swimmer, which is Phoebe Waite. Hoddesdon in second place. Hand over to Edward Bradley Jones, and Royston hand over to Tom Parr. Those are the anchor legs for the 3 teams. Cheshunt have the advantage still. It's diminishing slightly as Hoddesdon begin to catch them up, but they are going to win fairly convincingly. Take the win, 2:12.39. Hoddesdon next, 2:21.25. then Royston 2:23:44. So Cheshunt take our first heat, 2:12. Heat 2, referee. Heat 2, referee. Lane 2, we have Ware. Lane 3, Harpenden. Lane 4, Stevenage. Lane 5, Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Hemel Hempstead. And lane 7 is Tring. Lane 3 with the early lead, Harpenden, Page Brewster leading off for them. Harpenden just holding on to the lead, it's pretty tight. Tring, Hemel not far behind them, as Stevenage. But Harpenden just in the lead, 33:02. Hand over to their second swimmer, Charles Hallam. Harpenden have the advantage underneath the flags. It's still tight though. Can all change around. Coming back on Harpenden is Hemel. Amy Wormerling of Hemel in lane 6. Just moving up into the lead, having a good half length there as she moves down towards the flags. Hemel in the lead, Harpenden in second place. Good 50 for the Hemel swimmer here. Hemel hand over to their next swimmer, 1:07:06 the time. Then it's Stevenage, then Bishop Stortford, then Harpenden. So Harpenden just drifting back a little bit over that 50, but they could claw it back now. Still in the lead, Hemel Hempstead. Just behind them in lane 4 and catching them, Stevenage. It's Sophie Peterson swimming for them. And Stevenage just moving back up in, have I got the wrong lane? No, Stevenage in the lead. The black-hatted swimmer, Stevenage from Bishop Stortford from Hemel, so it's swapped around again. The anchor leg goes in. Stevenage in the lead. Bishop Stortford, then Hemel Hempstead, Harpenden next. And it's a good race here. Bishop Stortford, the early leaders are back into the lead. Bishop Stortford into the final turn. 1 length to go for them. Stortford just taking the lead. Hemel from Stevenage for second and third. Bishop Stortford then led the first leg, then drifted back, but having a very strong final leg. Take the win, 2:11:82. Second place goes to Hemel, 2:14:54. Third to Stevenage, 2:16:81. Then it's Harpenden, Ware, and somewhere I've missed, and Tring B. So our next heat is the final, so we will be introducing the swimmers, or the teams rather, once the pool deck is cleared. So heat 3, and the final of that in lane 1, Costa B. Lane 2, Tring. Lane 3, Costa. Lane 4, Hatfield. Lane 5, Hatfield B. Lane 6, Watford. Lane 7, Hoddesdon. And in lane 8, Potter's Bar. Referee. Our final underway then, and it is Hatfield. Two teams from Hatfield. It's Hatfield A, or just Hatfield as I'll call them. They turn first in lane 4, and Watford in lane 6, just a little bit behind them. Hatfield beginning to extend a lead. Hatfield in the lead, Watford in second place, and Hatfield B in third, not far behind them in 3. Costa coming up to the first handover. Alexandra Nerney hands over to Verity Fuge for Hatfield, 28.74. The advantage. Most of the teams looking like they're putting in the two, not all the teams, but the female swimmers in first. Hatfield in the lead. Lane 6 is Watford in second place. Hatfield B in third, and then Costa in fourth. It's close between Hatfield B and Costa. In the lead though, Hatfield main team. Verity about to hand over to, has handed over to Rufus, 57.90, the two of them. The first two swimmers rather. Watford second, Costa third, then Hatfield B. Hatfield a long way out in the lead. There's some good races for the next positions though, and it's tight at the moment. It's Costa just ahead of Watford C, and Hatfield B in fourth place. Hatfield in the lead. 5 metres advantage. Hatfield go in 1:27.38. Final swimmer goes in. Then we've got Costa in second place, Watford in lane 6 in third place. Hatfield turn, they've got a 6 metre advantage. They're going to win this one quite convincingly. Costa in third, then we've got Hoddesdon, no we haven't, we've got Watford versus Hatfield B. Nicola Camalotti swam well last weekend and anchors a win for the relay team here. Second place goes to Costa, and it's tight. Watford just ahead of Hatfield for third. Watford 2:04.16, Hatfield 2:04.38. Then we've got Potter's Bar, Tring, Hoddesdon, and our final team, Costa B. So that completes event 403. As always, check the published results just in case there are any changes from what I say and what I see to what the referees decided. So the results published on the walls, I imagine, and online. So our next event is event 404, the women's 15 and under 200 medley team. Swam over 2 heats. Event 404, Heat 1, referee. Royston in 1, Bushy in 2, Ware in 3, Pottersbar in 4, Harpenden in 5, Tring in 6, and Hoddesdon B team in lane 7. 4x50 medley relay. Lane 4 with the early advantage. Potter's Bar, black-hatted swimmer in the centre of the pool, Isabella Savage. Potter's Bar handover first, Tring second, Royston third. Potter's Bar in the lead then. In the centre of the pool, it's quite tight for the next positions. Royston in lane 1 versus Tring in lane 6 as Potter's Bar turn back towards home. Potter's Bar in the lead. It's close. Well, it's not that close actually, I'm mistaken. It's Potter's Bar in the lead. They're coming to hand over to their third swimmer. They go in now, 1:12.56. Royston next. And then in third place, Ware. Then Tring and Harpenden, Bushy and Hoddesdon B. Potter's Bar in the lead. Chloe Alton turning just under half a length, or just over half a length now of fly to go. Potter's Bar in the lead. Royston in second place still. Moving up into third is Ware. Potter's Bar hand over to their final swimmer, 1:46.33, the handover time. Then it's Royston, and then it was Ware. Not come up on the boards here, but Ware is in third place. Ware swimming well as they're looking to catch up. Royston, meanwhile, back in the lead. A fast swim here for Potter's Bar. Few strokes left to go. Potter's Bar takes the win, 2:15.75. Royston just holding off a fast finishing Ware. Royston finished second, 2:23.12. Ware third, 2:24.55. Then it's Harpenden, Tring, Bushy, and Hoddesdon B. So whilst the swimmers clear the pool, I have a disqualification for you. Event 403, 403, Heat 3, Lane 8, disqualified for a technical infraction. So we have the final coming up next of event 404. We'll introduce you to the swimmers momentarily. So in lane 1 we have Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Stevenage. Lane 3, Hatfield B. Lane 4, Hatfield. Lane 5, Costa. Lane 6, Watford. Lane 7, Costa B. And in lane 8, Hoddesdon. Referee. Hatfield going out early in lane 4, taking the lead. Erin Curry, their swimmer. Hatfield just ahead of Costa in 5 and Hatfield B in 3. Those 3 teams a little ahead of the rest of the field. Hatfield A team in 4. Good clear water between them and the other 2 teams. They hand over to their second swimmer. Hatfield B and Watford going at pretty much the same time. 30:28 Hatfield turn time. April Mills now swimming for Hatfield in lane 4. It's tight still between Hatfield B and Costa in lanes 5 and 3 with Costa the slight advantage. Georgina Hamilton from Mercy Adeo. In the lead though is Hatfield, but they are being caught by Watford being caught by Costa in 5. Hatfield hand over, and then Costa, and then Hatfield B. So it's pretty tight at the front now. Hatfield in the lead. Costa just a little bit behind them. They hit the pads at the turn end pretty much at the same time. They turn back towards the start end. Costa with the blue hat in 5. Hatfield with the purple hat in 4, and it's Costa has the advantage. It's going to be down to the anchor leg. Costa's swimmer goes in just ahead of Hatfield. Sophie Coleman for Costa, Eva Ives for Hatfield. Eva Ives just moving up to slight advantage. Eva swam the 1500 a little while to go, about less than an hour, so she's doing well on this 50 sprint. She's holding off Costa, so Hatfield back into a safe lead. 2 or 3 strokes to go. Hatfield take the win, 2:06.76. Costa in second place, 2:07.96. Hatfield B third, 2:11.79. It's very close for 4th and 5th. It just goes to Bishop Stortford, 2:15.54 against Stevenage, 2:15.72. Then we have Watford, Hoddesdon and Costa B team. So that concludes that event. We have event 405 now, which is the men's 13 and under 200 metre free relay. 2 heats. And the first heat will be Tring B in 1, Royston 2, Potters Bar 3, Hemel 4, Hoddesdon 5, Harpenden 6, Costa B 7, Ware in lane 8. And the second heat will be the final. Event 405, Heat 1, a referee. First of our 2 heats then, or heat followed by final. It's lane 3, Potters Bar in the lead. Potters Bar in the lead, lane 5, Hoddesdon not far behind, and in between them Hemel Hempstead in 3rd position. Those 3 ahead of the rest of the field. Potters Bar in the lead. Potters Bar then in 1st. Hoddesdon 2nd, Hemel Hempstead in 3rd place. Coming off the transition though. Hemel Hempstead just drifting back a bit. A good leg for Matthew Lynch of Potters Bar here, moving away from the other 2 teams. Potters Bar in the lead. Up into 2nd place is is Hoddesdon. And still in third place is Hemel, but they have drifted back a little bit into the clutches of fourth. Pottersbar in the lead. Hoddesdon in second place. And third place is Hemel Hempstead, but Costa B catching them up. Pottersbar has the advantage still. Moving up towards the turn end. Pottersbar turn now, they have the lead. Hoddesdon with the red hat, just marginally ahead of Hemel Hempstead. There's not too much to choose between second and third. Fourth, not far behind them, Costa B in lane 7, but the leaders are Pottersbar, ready to hand over to their final swimmer. Kevin Tharan, he goes in, a few fly kicks up into the full swim. 1:40.53 is the handover time. Hoddesdon next, Hemel Hempstead in third place. Pottersbar in the lead, it's close for second place, Hemel versus Hoddesdon. Pottersbar though looking good, looking near certain for the win here as their swimmer comes underneath the flags. Few strokes left to go. Pottersbar take the win. It's a good race between Hemel and Hoddesdon. Hemel with a slight advantage as they come into the last few strokes. Hoddesdon take second place, Hemel third. Then Costa B. The winning time for Pottersbar, 2:14.20. Then Harperton, Ware, Royston and Tring B. So we have a few more. We have the rest of this event. The following event, we have the final for the Women's Open Medley team race. And then that will complete this session. The warm-up for the next session is 1:15, so I think that's a little later than advertised. 1:15, the warm-up for the next session. The final of event 4:05 in lane 1, Stevenage. In lane 2, Tring. Lane 3, Costa. Lane 4, Hatfield. Lane 5, Watford. Lane 6, Hatfield B. Lane 7, Bishop Stortford. And in lane 8, Verulam. Referee. Up and running, the centre 2 lanes in the lead. Watford in 4, marginally ahead. Sorry, Hatfield in 4, marginally ahead of Watford, and just ahead of Costa in 3. Coming off the turn though, it's Watford has the advantage. Watford from Costa from Hatfield. It's pretty tight, those first 3 swimmers. Nothing really to choose between them in a line. They touch the pads, 29.91, 95, and then 3:05. And I hand over to their second swimmer. Costa just moving away slightly from Watford and then Hatfield. Choi Ki Cheng swimming for Costa. They come off the turn, half a length to go. Nothing to choose between them, almost in a line. Underneath the flags. Watford with a slight advantage, but really nothing to talk about. Watford, Hatfield, Costa. Out of the transition phase, Watford in the lead. Costa just beginning to come back on them, Hatfield in between them. There's nothing to choose to. It's the tightest race we've had pretty much all day. Watford, Hatfield, Costa into the turn. Coming off the turn, Costa just drifting back a little bit. Watford moving slightly into the lead. Hatfield rather, slightly into the lead. Hatfield from Watford. This is the biggest gap we've had. Hatfield, Watford, Costa. And Hatfield then moving away massively faster. Niccolo Camilotti, he just swam in the Medley, I think. And I think he anchored that one, but either way he's anchoring this one. He's going to come back with a solid win. Watford in second place, Costa in third, as Hatfield come underneath the flags. Last couple of strokes take the win. Their time 2:01.06. Watford next 2:05.31. Costa third 2:10.57. It's tight, not so tight now for the next couple of positions. It goes to Bishop Stortford ahead of Verulam, then Tring, the last two teams to come in. Stevenage and our final team finishing now. Hatfield B. Event 406, mixed 15 years and under, 200 metre medley team, Heat 1, referee. Three teams in this one. Three teams then. Cheshunt in 3, Bushy in 4, Royston in 5. Cheshunt in the lead. Bushy in second place. And just behind them is Royston. Coming up towards first handover. Cheshunt in the lead. Cheshunt. And then Bushy. Then Royston. 3 heats of this event, 2 heats, and then the final as heat 3. Cheshunt still in the lead, looking good here. Moving away from the rest of the field. Bushy in second place, Royston in third. Orange hatted swimmer of Cheshunt. Coming up towards the flags. Underneath the flags now, ready to hand over to the fly swimmer. Isabel Mullings swimming for Cheshunt now. Good underwater phase for Isabel. Then we have Bushy. Their swimmer is Phoebe Griffiths, and then Royston's Lucy Randall. Cheshunt looking very nice here. Good underwater phase again. Half a length for her. Cheshunt, Bushy, Royston. Cheshunt, hand over to the freestyle swimmer. 1:45.16. Bushy coming in next, hand over to theirs. They hand over on a 1:53.21. Royston in third place. 1:57.73, so a pretty big split in the field. Cheshunt. Half a length or so to go for the Cheshunt swimmer. Molly Bartup. Couple of strokes left for Molly. Cheshunt take the win, 2:16.03. Fast finishing Bushy here. Lane 4, 2:22.33. And Royston finished third, 2:26.25. Heat 2, a referee. Tring in lane 2, Ware in 3, Hoddesdon 4, Stevenage in 5, Harpenden in 6, and Hoddesdon B in lane 7. And it's pretty close here as they go into the first turn. Slight advantage to lane 6. Harpenden, James Cross swimming for them as they come back down towards the start end though. It's Stevenage in lane 5. So Stevenage versus Harpenden for the first couple of positions, and then Tring in lane 2, not far behind. Stevenage, Harpenden, Tring, 1, 2, 3 as the breaststroke swimmers go in. Stevenage looking good on the breaststroke. Stevenage have the advantage into the turn, halfway through the breaststroke. Stevenage in the lead. Then we have Harpenden, then Tring. Stevenage still have the lead. Hoddesdon just moving up towards third place. Stevenage handover. Then Ware. Then Hoddesdon B team. So Hoddesdon B having a good breaststroke leg. Ware having a very good fly leg here. Billy Casile of Ware swimming strongly, moving the team up into contention for the win. Ware in the lead, Stevenage in second place. So good advantage for Ware, 143 against 146, 3 seconds to make up. That's a lot to make up over 50 metres. Tring swimming in third place in lane 2. Ware in the lead. Good final 2 legs for them. Ware then coming underneath the flags. Few strokes left to go. Ware take the win. Stevenage in second place. It's tight for the next position for third. And it goes to Hoddesdon, 2:20.11, just a tenth ahead of Tring, 2:20.21, and then Hoddesdon B and Harpenden in 5th and 6th. Can Andrew Woodhouse please make his way to start end lane 6, please? Andrew Woodhouse, can you make your way to the start end of lane 6, please? So we move on to the final of event 406. In lane 1, Costa B. Lane 2, Hatfield B. Lane 3, Costa. Lane 4, Hatfield. Lane 5, Watford. Lane 6, Bishop Stortford. Lane 7, Watford B. And in lane 8, Potter's Bar. Referee. Final underway. Lane 5, early lead. Watford with the red hat in lane 5, turn first. Hatfield turn second. And it's a Hatfield B team moving up towards the lead in lane 2. Watford versus Hatfield B. It's going to be tight between them at this early days yet. Watford just ahead of Hatfield B, ahead of Hatfield into the bar stroke. Hatfield B just in the lead, then Watford, then Hatfield. Coming up between them, Costa in lane 3 and Costa B in lane 5. So compressing up a little bit on the breaststroke leg. Just over half a length of breaststroke left to go. Hatfield B in the lead, Costa in second place. Costa moving up into lead as they come underneath the flags. Costa, Hatfield B, Watford and Hatfield. That's the order, 1, 2, 3 and 4. They go in, Costa, Hatfield B, Watford, Hatfield. And very strong fly swim here for Costa. Beginning to establish a lead now. Tiger Lily Donald hits the pads. She's got a metre, second or so advantage over the rest of the field. Moving back down towards the start end. Costa, Watford, Hatfield, Hatfield B now in 4th place. Costa versus Watford. Watford just moving up into the lead. It's going to be on the touch there. Watford hand over first, then Costa, then Hatfield B. It's the final swim then, the 2 lengths freestyle. And it's Hatfield just in the lead. Hatfield from Costa. Watford now in 3rd place. Hatfield B in 4th. Out of the transition phase. Hatfield still in the lead. Costa in 2nd place. It's between those two. Hatfield B coming back into 3rd place from Watford. Hatfield take the win, then Costa, then Hatfield B, and Watford in 3rd place. The winning time, 2:02.20. Then our final teams coming in: Watford, Bishop Stortford, Costa B, Watford B, and Potters Bar. So that completes an exciting relay there. Just one event left to go. The final of the women's 10 years and over 200 medley team. So we'll introduce you to the swimmers once we are ready on poolside. That'll be our last swim for this session. The warm-up for the next session, 1:15, which is just over 45 minutes away. Event 407, the final. In lane 1, Ware. Lane 2, Tring. Lane 3, Watford. Lane 4, Bishop Stortford. Lane 5, Hatfield. Lane 6, Costa. Lane 7, Stevenage. And in lane 8, Watford B. Referee. Four by 50 medley team relay underway. Bishop Stortford, slight advantage in the centre of the pool. They were in the penultimate heat, or maybe the first heat. They did a 2:02. It was the fastest time. That's why they're in the centre of the pool. Bishop Stortford then in the lead. Hatfield just beside them in lane 5. Not too much to choose between them, just a tenth or so. Bishop Stortford. Hatfield, down Watford. Then Tring, Stevenage, Ware, Costa, Watford B. Bishop Stortford in the lead, in the centre of the pool. Hatfield just beside them. Bishop Stortford turn first. Hatfield marginally behind, but we're talking about centimetres. Those two teams moving away from the rest of the field. Watford in 3rd, Tring in 4th. Back at the front, Hatfield just ahead of Bishop Stortford. Hatfield hand over first. 1:04.01 there, 0.35 ahead of Bishop Stortford into the fly length. 2 lengths of fly, it's still tight. Bishop Stortford catching up. They touch the pads at the same time. Underwater phase. Both swimmers underwater for a while. Hatfield underwater slightly longer, comes up in the lead. Hatfield just ahead of Bishop Stortford. Bishop Stortford though swimming slightly faster. In at the touch, they hit the pads much the same time. They both dive in. The two teams dive in at the same time. Bishop Stortford just beginning to extend a slight advantage. Laura Burgess from Jessica Keogh. Just under a length to go. It's a tight sprint here. Bishop Stortford with a black hat just ahead of Hatfield with a purple hat. It's going to be on the touch. Bishop Stortford have the advantage at the moment. Who's going to get touched right? Bishop Stortford take the win. 2:01.55. Hatfield second. 2:01.74. Third place goes to Watford. 2:07.82. Then Costa, Tring, Stevenage, Ware and Watford Bean. So an excellent relay to complete this session with. Very tight. Just went to Bishop Stortford. Just 2/10. It looked far closer than that in the water. That completes this session. Disqualification, just to round off formalities. Event 406, Heat 2, Lane 7. Disqualified for a technical infraction. So, thank you very much, everybody. There's a final disqualification going to come through, which I'll read out in a moment. Other than that, we're finished the swimming for this session. Warm up in 45 minutes. Thanks, everybody, for making the session so good. We'll see you in about 45 minutes' time.